Good day, ma'am. My name is Analou Cardinas from BSHM3A. I'm going to report Laws Regulating Accommodation Establishments, Chapter 8. Hotels nowadays simulate the ambience of home away from home. Thus, it should be clean, comfortable, functional, and safe. Learning objectives: identify the laws affecting the accommodation sector, identify the right of hotel guests, explain how quality and safe standards are maintained by hotels and similar establishments by meeting minimum requirements of the law. Topic outline: introduction, nature and description of the business, resort, rest, hotel, motel, responsibilities of accommodation establishment, National Building Code of the Philippines, building permits, general requirements of a building, the use or occupancy, light and ventilation, sanitation, general design and construction requirements, registration of guests and occupants, risk management, security and safety, and conclusion. The Philippine Medium-Term Development Plan 2001 to 2004 identifies the tourism sector as one of the banner industries that will pole vault the economy. The result of the study on the effect on the competitiveness of the Philippine tourism revealed that the Philippine tourism industry needs to improve its competitiveness to catch up with its neighboring countries. Tourism competitiveness is defined as the ability of a destination to deliver goods and services that perform better than other destinations on those aspects of the tourism experience considered to be important by the tourist. In assessing the state of competitiveness of Philippine tourism versus its major Asian neighbors, the study utilized the result of the ranking made by the World Travel and Tourism Council (WTTC) on the basis 8 criteria: price, competitiveness, human tourism, infrastructure, environment, technology, openness, and social and human resources. On the 8 criteria, the Philippines only got the highest rank in the human resources development, which indicates the high quality of its human resources, second in terms of price competitiveness, and third infrastructure. The price competitiveness criteria use data of cost of travel, accommodation, goods and services, exchange rate, and purchasing power parity. The infrastructure criterion refers to accessibility and availability of roads, railways, and sanitation facilities. This shows that aside from 8 criteria, there are other factors which tourists consider in deciding to visit a country, such as the known and perceived peace of or the situation in a country destination, improving the industry's competitiveness thereof. Therefore, also depends on ensuring the tourist's personal security. There is a clear indication that a steadily increasing number of tourists arrives in the Philippines. That is why the Department of Tourism reiterated the need to construct 20,000 more hotels to accommodate a target of 5 million tourists by 2010. There has been a marked increase of average hotel room occupancies, particularly in Metro Manila deluxe hotels between 2003 and 2007, as reported by the Department of Tourism. This confirms that the major role of accommodation establishments play in boosting the tourism industry. This chapter will deal with the different laws regulating different accommodation establishments. Basic provision of the National Building Code of the Philippines and its supporting laws, including rules on security and registration of guests and occupants, have also been incorporated in this chapter. Nature and description of the business. The law: business entities engaged in the operation of tourist accommodation establishment may be organized as a single proprietorship, a partnership, or a corporation. Letter A. Hotel: a building, edifice, or premises, or completely independent part thereof, which is used for regular reception, accommodation, or lodging of travelers and tourists, and the provision of service incidental thereto for a fee. Letter B. Resort: any place or places with pleasant environment and atmosphere conducive to comfort, helpful relaxation, and rest, offering food, sleeping accommodation, and recreational facilities to the public of a fee or remuneration. Letter C. Tourist: inn, A lodging establishment catering to transient which does not meet the minimum requirements of an economy hotel. Letter D. Apartel. Any buildings or edifice containing several independent and furnished or semi-furnished apartments regularly leased to tourists and travelers for dwelling on a more or less long-term basis and offering basic services to its tenants similar to hotels. This type of accommodation is sometimes called service apartment. A. Pension house, a private or family-operated tourist building house, tourist guest house, or tourist lodging house employing non-professional domestic helpers regularly catering to tourists and travelers, containing several independent livable rooms, providing common facilities such as toilet, bathrooms, showers, living, dining rooms, and or kitchen, and where a combination of board and lodging may be provided. F. Tourist hotel or motel, any structure with several separate units, primarily located along the highway with individual or common parking space at which tourists may obtain lodging and in some instances meals. Discussion of the law. Hotels are hereby classified into the following categories, namely deluxe class, previously known as 5-star category; first class, previously known as 4-star category; standard class, previously known as 3-star category; economy class, previously known as 2-star category. Classified of hotels is based on a number of criteria such as location, bedroom and facilities and furnishings, with emphasis on dimensions, front office, reception service, housekeeping standards, food and beverage service, recreational facilities like swimming pool, golf, squash, gym facilities, engineering and maintenance, service and staff, general facilities such as roof gardens, spacious common trays, parking space and valet surveys, conference room, banquet hall, barbershop, DOT accredited travel agency, beauty parlors, Sunday shop, security and medical clinic. That is the general facilities. The last one is special facilities such as limousine service, business center and airport transfers. Examples of deluxe hotels are the Peninsula Hotel in Makati City, Hyatt Hotel and Casino in Manila, and the Bellevue Hotel in Muntinlupa City. Example of first-class hotel are Bayview Park Hotel in Manila, Linden Suites Hotel in Pasig City, and Waterfront Hotel and Casino in Cebu City. Example of standard hotels are Days Hotel in Batangas City, Palm Plaza Hotel in Manila, and Grand Mansing Hotel in Davao City. Example of economy class hotels are Hotel Las Palmas in Manila, City Severs Hotel in Quezon City, and Orchid Garden Suites in Pasay City. The next is resort. Resort may be categorized as beach resort, located along the seashore; inland resort, located within the town proper or city; island resort, located in natural or man-made island within the internal waters of the Philippines or archipelago; lakeside or riverside resort, located along or near the bank or of a lake or river; and mountain resort, located at or near a mountain of hill and theme parks. Resort shall be classified as follows: Class AA, Class AA, Class A, Special Interest Resort. Classification of resort is based on location and environment, parking, facilities and room accommodations, public washrooms, sports and recreational facilities, conference, convention facilities, employees facilities, lounge and reception counter, and lighting, furnishing, or ventilation. Examples of beach resort are Boracay Regency Resort in Aklan, Hilton Cebu in Mactan Island, and Dos Palmas Resort in Palawan. Example of inland resort are Worth Farm Resort in Quezon, Rascos Wildfire Resort in Iloilo, and Tiwi Hot Spring and Resort in Albay. Example of island resorts are Verde Island Resort in Batangas, Cocobana Resort in Malapascua Island in Cebu, and El Nido Mini Loc Island Resort in Palawan. Example of lakeside or riverside resort are Lake Calitaraya Resort, Hotel La Corona de Pangsanhan, and Villa Escudero Plantations and Resort all in Laguna. Example of mountain resort are Camp Janhi in Baguio City, Banawe International Hotel in Ifugao, and Taal Vista Hotel in Tagaytay City. Example of special tourist resort are Plantation Bay Resort in Mactan Island, Air Farm in Samal Island, and Camsor Water Sports Complex and Hotel in Camarines Sur. There is rules on operation and management of resorts. A. Sanitation measures shall be adopted in accordance with the standards prescribed under PD 856 Code on Sanitation of the Philippines. The next is all resorts shall provide a service of sufficient number of well-trained lifeguards duly accredited by either the Philippines National Red Cross, the Water Life Savings Association of the Philippines, or any recognized organization training or promoting safety objectives and adequate security whenever there are guests. Next is all resorts shall provide the services of physician either on call or on full basis, depending on their volume or operation and accessibility to hospitality or medical centers. In addition, resorts shall employ adequate first aiders who have completed a course in first aid duly certified by the National Red Cross or any organization accredited by the same. Adequate first aid medicines and necessary life-saving equipment shall be provided within the premises. And next is there shall be placed on a beach or lakeside resort an adequate number of buoys which shall be spread within the area to be determined by the resort owner or keeper as a safe or swimming purposes and in compliance with existing government regulations and or local ordinances on the placing of such buoys. Precautionary measures. In no case shall be resort but management allow swimming at the beach front beyond 10 p.m. and appropriate notice shall be posted to inform the resort guests of this regulation. Next is validity of certificate of accreditation. The certificate of accreditation shall be valid for a period of 1 year from a date of issue unless sooner revoked by the department. The certificate of accreditation is valid for 1 year from the date it's issued. However, the department has the authority to revoke the certificate before the 1 year period of necessary. Grounds for cancellation of accreditation. Any of the following acts, omission, or offenses shall constitute a sufficient ground for the cancellation of accreditation. Making any false declaration or statement or making use of any such declaration or statement or any document containing the same or committing fraud or any act of misrepresentation for the purpose of obtaining the issuance of accreditation. B. Failure to comply with or contravenes of the conditions set forth in certificate of accreditation. Letter C. Failure to meet the standard and requirements for the operation of the establishment. D. Allowing or permitting the establishment of its facilities to use for illegal, immoral, or illicit activities. E. Violation of or non-compliance with any of the provisions of the rules, promulgated orders, decisions, and circulars issued by the department and other concerned agencies. Responsibilities of accommodation establishments. Accommodation establishments must exercise due diligence not only in the selection of its employees but also in serving the needs of its customers. Failure to do so warrant the conclusion that the management had been remiss in complying with the obligation imposed upon hotel keepers under the law. Under Article 1170 of the new Civil Code, those who in the performance of their obligation are guilty of negligence are liable for damages. As to who shall bear the burden of paying damages, Article 2180, Paragraph 4 of the same code provides that the owners and managers of an establishment or enterprise are likewise responsible for damages caused by their employees in the service of the branch in which the latter are employed or in the occasion of their functions. National Building Code of the Philippines. The National Building Code of the Philippines, PD 1906, February 19, 1977, was adopted in view of the country's accelerating economic and physical development coupled with urbanizations and population growth. The National Building Code of the Philippines (NBCP) contains up-to-date and modern technical knowledge on building design, constructions, use, occupancy, and maintenance. Section 104, General Building Requirements. All buildings or structures as well as accessory facilities thereto shall conform in all respect to the principle of safe constructions and must be suited to the purpose for which they are designed. B. Building or structures intended to be used for the manufacture and or production of any kind of articles or products shall observe environmental safeguards. Letter C. Building or structures and all parts thereof. Letter C. Building or structures and all parts thereof, as well as all facilities found therein, shall be maintained in safe, sanitary, and good working conditions. Section 105, Site Requirements. The land or site upon which will be constructed any buildings or structure or auxiliary facility thereto shall be sanitary, hygienes, or safe. In case of sites or a building intended for use of a human habitation or abode, the same shall be in safe distance as determined by the competent authorities from streams or bodies of water and or sources of air considered to be polluted, from a volcanic or volcanic site, and any other building constructed to be potential source of fire or explosions. Section 302, Application for Permits. In order to obtain a building permit, the applicant shall file an application thereof in writing and on the prescribed form with the Office of Building Official. Every application shall provide at least the following information. The next is general requirements of all buildings by use or occupancy. The law, Section 704, Location and Property. A. General. No building shall be constructed unless it adjoins or has direct access to a public space, yard, or street on at least one of its sides. Fire resistance of walls. Exterior walls shall have fire resistance and opening protection. The law explained that Section 704 of the Building Code requires that all buildings must be located such that at least one side adjoins or has direct access to a public space, yard, or street. This ensures accessibility for emergency services and general safety. Additionally, exterior walls must be fire resistant and have proper protection for any openings, such as windows and doors, to minimize the risk of fire spreading to or from adjacent properties. This provision is important for the overall safety of the building and its surroundings. The next is light and ventilation. The law, Article 801, General Requirements of Light and Ventilation. A. Subject to the provision of Civil Code of the Philippines on easements of lights and view, and to provision of this part of the code, every building shall be designed, constructed, and equipped to provide adequate light and ventilation. B. All buildings shall face a street or public alley or a private street which has been duly approved. Article 806, Size and Dimension of Rooms. A. Minimum sizes of rooms and their last horizontal dimension shall be as follows. Rooms for human habitations, 6 square meters with less dimensions of 2 meters. Kitchens, 3 square meters with less dimensions of 1.50 meters. Number 3, bath and toilet, 1.20 square meters with less dimension of 0.90 meters. The next is sanitation. The law, Section 901, General Requirements. Subject to the provisions of Book 2 of the Civil Code of the Philippines on property, ownership, and its modification, all buildings hereafter erected, altered, remodeled, relocated, or repaired for human habitation shall be provided with adequate potable water supply, plumbing, plumbing installation, and suitable wastewater treatment or disposal system, stormwater drainage, pest vermin control, noise abatement device, and such other major requirements for the protection and promotion of health of persons occupying the premises and their living nearby. The next is General Design and Construction Requirements. The Law, Section 1201, General Requirements. Building proposed for construction shall comply with all regulations and specifications herein set forth, governing quality, characteristic, and properties of materials, methods of design and construction, type of occupancy, and classification. All matters related to the structural design of all buildings and other structures and provided for this chapter shall conform with the provision of the National Structural Code of the Philippines as adopted promulgated by the Board of Civil Engineering pursuant for Republic Act No. 544 as amended, otherwise known as the Civil Engineering Law. This section explains Section 1201 of the law outlines the general requirements for building construction. It mandates that all buildings must follow specific regulations regarding materials quality, design methods, and occupancy classification. Additionally, any structural design aspect not covered in this section must comply with the National Structural Code of the Philippines as enforced by the Board of Civil Engineering under Republic Act No. 544, the Civil Engineering Law. This ensures that buildings must meet safety and durability standards. Registration of guests and occupants. The Civil Code of the Philippines gives provision for necessary deposits made by travelers in hotels or inns. This implies the needs for the registrations of guests and or occupants in accommodation establishments. Accordingly, keepers of hotels or inns shall be responsible for the deposits given by the travelers or guests, provided notice was given with respect to the effect brought by these guests and that the keepers of hotels and inns have taken the necessary precautions prescribed regarding their safekeeping. The liability of hotel keepers extend not only to the effects, loss, or damage in the hotel rooms, but also those loss or damage in hotel annexes such as garage. In this kind of deposit, the hotel keeper cannot escape liability by posting notices to the effect that he is not liable for the article brought by the guest. Any stipulation limiting the liability of the housekeeper shall be void. National Homestay Program. The National Homestay Program is a program of the Department of Tourism which provides traveling with comfortable accommodation with Filipino families in areas near tourist attractions. For purposes of accreditation by the Department of Tourism, the following are the minimum requirements for the operation and maintenance of homestay sites. Homestay sites. Number 1. There is prevailing peace and order situation in the area. Number 2. There are existing natural and man-made attraction in the community. Number 3. Site is easily accessible to tourists and with existing transportation services, good road conditions, and other basic community infrastructures. Number 4. The host community is willing to join the National Homestay Program. Number 5. There is dearth of commercial accommodation facilities in the area to service tourists. The other one is home facilities. Number 1. Structures are of durable building materials and are in good, presentable condition. Number 2. The surroundings are pleasant and healthful. Number 3. There shall be at least one adequately furnished restroom to accommodate paying visitors. And lastly, the following shall be available: letter A, extra bed; B, adequate lighting system; letter C, running water, or if not available, adequate supply of water; letter D, clean and well-maintained toilet and bathroom facilities; letter A, meals at reasonable rates; letter F, electric fan or other means of ventilation. The next is waste management. Under Presidential Decree Number 1152, also known as Environmental Code of the Philippines, June 6, 1977, the dumping or disposal of solid waste into the sea and any body of water in the Philippines, including shorelines and riverbanks, where these waste are likely to be washed into the water are prohibited and might be ground for the non-renewable of license to operate within the local government unit concerned. In this regard, the preparation and implementation of waste management programs shall be required of all provinces, cities, and municipalities. The Department of Interior and local government shall promulgate the guidelines for the formulation and establishment of waste management programs. The next is security and safety. DOT Memorandum Circular Number 2006-209, Series of 2006, August 23, 2006, constitutes the adaptation of safety and security measures in hotels, resorts, and other similar accommodations establishments. This is in line with the Department of Trust of ensuring the safe, convenient, and enjoyable stay and travel of both local and foreign tourists are mandated by Executive Order 120. Accordingly, failure to comply with such memorandum circular shall be a ground for the review of the accreditation of the accommodation establishment concerned. It is not wisdom but authority that makes a law. By Thomas Hobbes. The conclusion: the laws regulating accommodation establishments likely focuses on setting standards and guidelines for businesses like hotels, resorts, motels, and bed and breakfast. It probably covers things such as getting proper licenses, meeting safety and health requirements, ensuring cleanliness, and being transparent with the pricing. The chapter would also outline the rights and responsibilities of both the business owners and the guest. The main purpose of this regulation is to make sure customers are safe, comfortable, and treated fairly, while also promoting good business practices. Ultimately, these laws aim to protect consumers and ensure accommodation providers offer high quality services. That would be all for the chapter 8. Thank you.